Well, good morning, welcome to day 2. Here we are at Coward Springs after another good night, a good day's ride yesterday and a good night camp. It was pretty cold last night, but it stayed really warm. So I'll quickly spin you around and show you the camp. So here we all are, we're spread out over this little area here. We got in here last night pretty late, as you would have seen in dark. And all the decent spots were taken up by the grey-head nomads, which is fair enough. We were late, so we had to pretty much grab a little spot here at the front, near the entrance. There's Mark coming back from the toilet. So yeah, got in late, had a swim at the Coward Springs over the back over there, which was lovely. Had a fire, and we just spread out around here. And Nerb and I put our tents in under the trees here. Bit of a flat spot, it was a bit softer underfoot, so we could drive our pegs in, because out there was a bit tough, a bit hard. So yeah, good camp. We're on our way to William Creek this morning, and then we'll punch on to Unadata, and then push on a bit further Mount Dare and then get to Dalhousie. So we've got a 600k day, so it's a good one. I'll see you further on. So we've got a pretty big day today. I think it's over 600k from the Coward Springs to where we want to go, Dalhousie Springs, from hot tub to hot tub. And we want to try and make Dalhousie with the sunlight up, or the sun up. So we've got a bit of sunlight this time, because the last 2 nights we've rocked in a camp in the dark. So we've tried to give ourselves every opportunity. We've left pretty early, as you can see the sun is up over the horizon. It's about 7 o'clock. We just had a quick bite to eat, and on the bikes, packed up and on the bike. So I think we've got about 60 odd k, maybe more, to William Creek, and then on to Unadata, and then on to Mount Dare. So we're going to spend a bit of time jigging, you know, our tanks, the jerry cans and bladders, and strapping it all down and getting our last minute supplies for the crossing of the Simpson. So there'll be a bit of time spent there. So we've got to try and make sure we make reasonable time in between. And I know the further north you get on this Unadata track, the worse it gets. And then from Mount Dare to Dalhousie is a pretty rough track as well, so I've been told, and I remember it from my 2017 crossing. So anyway, we're sitting on 100k an hour, playing the dodge the corrugation game again, feeling good, and we'll see you further on. We've got a couple of k up the road, and the corrugations have already got their first victim. Tom's rear rotor pack sheared the bolt clean off.
Just a look. Yeah. Like professional rotor packs.
So the bolt, there you go, mate.
That's sheared.
Bolt that's going through here and holding through the rotor pack and holding it down here, just sheared completely off. And Nerv's just gone down there to see if he can find the bolt or the spacer that's holding it down. And so for now we've got to try and strap it on there somehow, and then get to William Creek, and I guess it's a 10mm thread it looks like, and we might be able to get something there. So now it's about straps. Corrugations, mate, they certainly shake everything to death. Don't think you can see them there, just the lumps. Anyway, we'll make it work. So without a bolt, you use straps. If you can't tie knots, you tie lots. It looks like that will work. So anyway, that'll get us somewhere. Up the road.
30k's up the road, and we'll probably fall off again.
We'll pick it up. How you boys going? Good?
Hey? No problem.
No, yeah, you and that Yamaha.
Coming.
Yeah, that's it.
It's coming.
You could possibly have all your problems in the desert.
Yep. I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either. and we'll spin around and, oh, Mr. Magoo, he's right down there. There he is, looking for bits and pieces. Well, the corrugations nerd have claimed another victim. I'm right along here and I just caught something in the corner of my eye wobbly around. I looked down and bang, completely broken off. So GoPro, you need to improve your ram bore mounts. Anyway, we'll keep going. Coming into the town of William Creek. Well, it's not much of a town. Pub, Bowser, airport, all this. They do the scenic flights over Lake Eyre. There's a lot more planes there than I remember though. Maybe they've flown them in because there's water in Lake Eyre, so it's a bit more spectacular. And that's the runway across the main road. So I've been here a few times now, and there's Optus service in this town. Yeah, so it's not a bad little, I keep saying town, it's not a bad little roadhouse. You know, fuel, the pub's pretty cool. Have a good night there. Campground over the back there. Hopefully they're open. And William Creek Hotel. The last time I was here there was only Optus service in William Creek. However, now there's Telstra and Optus. So for those of you that are coming through, there is a phone service now at this little pub. So that's pretty cool. You can ring home, ring your mates, get onto Insta and post. Yeah, all right. We'll go back inside where it's a bit warmer. So we're here in the William Creek pub, and the last time I was here was in 2017, and then before that was 2015. So I'll show you something pretty special up here. So you can see everyone puts business cards and hats and all sorts of stuff onto the ceiling. It's nice and warm in here considering it's pretty cold outside. I think the boys are at the back having some food. How you doing, guys? Hey, nice and warm?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's right. Excellent. All right, we'll go check the fire out. So after chatting to Andrew there at William Creek and getting some info re Lake Eyre, he went out there the day before and said it was quite a tough ride out. You know, bull dust, and the vision was really limited. And then when he got there, he said that you couldn't really see much water from the viewing point. You could maybe in the distance see a little bit. So, and he said that it's, you know, it was a good, hour and a bit out, and a bit of time there, and then, you know, again, hour and a bit back. So, you know, maybe looking at about a 3-hour turnaround. So we decided to pay it off, and we saw Lake Eyre South, and we want to try and get going so we can get to Dalhousie under the sun, not under the cover of darkness. Yeah, so this gives me another excuse to get back out here, and maybe next time a bit more time and pay the bucks and maybe do a joy flight over the top. Then I'm guaranteed hopefully to see something. So yeah, so anyway, on this trip Nerb and I, we did want to see it, but with time restraints and the lack of plenty of water, another time. So here we are at the Algae Buccaneer Bridge. I'm not exactly 100% sure. That's it, Nerb, in you go. We've got to wait for the others. Alright, Mark's got to hold. The others will see that we're in. So yeah, this bridge was built here for the Garn to pass over this creek. And I'm not exactly sure of the name. I'll have to go and read it again, but Algae Buccaneer or something. It's pretty cool that they've left it here when they pulled up the Garn in the 80s they left this bridge here, which is pretty cool. It's just amazing, this land out here. There's nothing here. Last time I was out here was with all the guys. So we're just walking out on the Algebukina Bridge now, and there's a little bit of flex in this grid on here. Not for the faint-hearted, that's for sure. So I was just reading back there, it was built in the late 1800s for the Great Northern Railway Line, and 300 odd men worked on this to extend the railway line up towards the north of Australia. And each span is 30.9 metres from there all the way to this column here, and it's the largest single span bridge in South Australia. You can see they're missing a few bars there. You don't want to go out there too far. So there we go. It's amazing what men and women did all those years ago and built this in those extreme conditions. Anyway, very impressive. Let's go and see what's happening up here, see if we can get a decent view of the bridge. Not bad, not bad. Jeez, it's rocky tough country. Hey? Okay, see what we can do now. So the Enduro track just snakes its way up beside the Garn railway line, or the old Garn railway line. I don't know which one was here first. I'm sure the railway line went in before the track, and they've put the track into you know, get supplies up and down once the automobile was invented. So you can still see the mound over there and the odd bridge where the track was, and it just runs all the way up north, continuing on beside us, keeping us company. You can see the guys right up in the distance over there on the left. You know, we're spread out by a K or so, not too far. Here we are, crossing over the Garn. And that's it over there, you can see it right up there. Well, we're not too far from Unadilla, the township that is, and the Pink Roadhouse. And I just wanted to quickly talk to you about the road conditions from Maree to Unadilla on this track. And if I had to grade it out of 1 to 10, I'd probably say it's a 7. You know, there's sections of this track that are quite rocky and heavily corrugated, and there's other sections that are hard packed clay, and you can really boot along. There's no dust, and it's like riding on a desert highway. But you know, overall it's pretty good. You know, you got to remember this is a track that's in the middle of the outback, so it's probably only going to get graded once every, I don't know, couple of years. So you got to expect to have corrugations, you know, and rocks and so forth. But yes, admittedly it does shake the bike to bits, and we've seen that with Tom's Rotopack bolt shearing off, this little GoPro ball mount shearing off, just braking. But as a whole, it's pretty good. It's probably a lot easier for bikes than it is for cars. You know, bikes can kind of skim over the top of the corrugations. We can probably pick a smoother line. We've only got to worry about one set of tyres as opposed to, or one set of axles in line as opposed to 2. So yeah, that's my opinion on the Unadilla track, is that it's not bad. Corrugated, yes. Too heavily corrugated, it's going to break everything? Not at all. So anyway, well, there you go. That trailer didn't make it too far. The corrugation's got that trailer, and then it's been ransacked. So if you ask that guy or girl about the Unadilla track, they're going to say, holy smoke, it's rough. So there you go. Welcome to Unadilla. So here we are now in the town of Unadilla, and I probably could call this a town. It has got a bit of a settlement over there. Australia's hottest, driest town. I didn't know that. I thought Marble Bar was in Western Australia. Oh yeah, that's what I need to follow me across the Simpson. Haven't got to worry about petrol then. Okay, and here is the famous Pink Roadhouse. We will get a photo of that, eh? Famous Pink Roadhouse. We're going to get some fuel and supplies, I think, and then push on to Mount Dare. So now we're at the Pink Roadhouse. We're going to partially fill most of our bladders and jerrys, because I think it's $2.50 at Mount Dare for petrol, and here it's $1.70. So it's not a bad saving, really. When you got to drop in 20 litres, you can save yourself a bit of coin for a few beers. So yeah, so I'm going to get the bladders, the jerry cans out, fill them up, fill the bike up, and then I still need to fill that bladder up at Mount Dare, so I don't want to carry that. The least time that's strapped to the bike, the better. Well, the corrugations have claimed another victim. That Unadilla track is gobbling us up, and this time it's Mark's bike on the Husky. And if you come in here, you can see his rear brakes reservoir is missing its cap, gone. So not a massive drama, because I mean you can ride without a rear brake, but we got to see if we can put something over the top, glad wrap or something or other, I don't know, and then cable tie it around there. It's not pressurised, that little reservoir, and he might have to just carry a bit of brake fluid just to maybe continually top up if he wants to keep that rear brake. So never-ending dramas here at the Pink Roadhouse and the Unadilla track. I better go in and pay for my fuel. Not bad in the Roadhouse. $2.50 for an apple. $1.20 for the orange. I guess that's what you got to expect when you got to get produce up into this part of Australia. Anyway, it's tasty. Poor old mate over the back there working on his bike in the sun, getting acclimatised for the desert. So that's one jerry can of 6 litres in that one. There's a toolkit and some spare parts on top of it. So 6 litres in this right pannier. There's another full one there, another 6 litres in there. So I'll fill it up here at the Pink Roadhouse. I'll strap everything down and they will stay in there until needed sometime on the Simpson. So hopefully get as far as possible. And then also I've got some additional water and fuel bladders to fill once we get to Mount Dare. Well, okay, the lads have all pushed on. Tom and young Brendon have pushed on to Mount Dare because they need to do all their fueling and water, whereas Nerb and I have, I guess, 3/4 filled up and we'll get the rest at Mount Dare. So, got about a couple hundred, I think, at least. So we'll get out of here. I've dropped a few layers of clothing because now that we're further north, the sun is shining, it's a lot warmer. There we have it, eh? See you later, Pink Roadhouse. Until next time, hopefully that's with my cousins when we're doing a east-west crossing of Australia. Oh, a nice old Land Cruiser in there, that'd be fun to restore. Yeah, so as I was saying, I've got the 12 litres of fuel in my panniers. I've also got that bladder which I'll fill up at Mount Dare, just so it's not going 300-400 kilometres of rough stuff, because I do remember the track was pretty rough up to Mount Dare. Well, everything's open. We're back on the road. Alright then, I'll see you further on. So you can see now that we're entering these gibber plains. I think that's what they call them. And it's got all these gibber rocks. You can just see it out there. You can see the glaze at the top of the rocks. And yeah, it makes for riding a bit trickier, because every now and then you get a decent sized boulder, mini rock on the track. And if you hit it, you could be in all sorts of trouble. Just thousands and thousands of these rocks. It's not too bad on the track actually, however, you've still got to make sure you're watching where you're going. You can just see them all there. Look out there. I feel sorry for the grader that's got to come through here and push them all off. The old blade will wear out pretty quick through this kind of country. So we've still got another 130 odd before Mount Dare, so another hour and a half at least, and then we will head on back down to Dalhousie. Even these cattle grids, just got to take it easy, because with all the weight that we're carrying, I don't want to hit it too quick and kind of launch myself off the other side and find myself bottoming out or breaking something. It's all about preservation, so we can make the Simpson now. Care for machine, care for man, and we'll get there. It's very cool though, very cool. Just nothing out here. I don't know how they run cattle out here. Bloody cattle. What do the cattle eat out here? They're good looking cattle though. Their fur looks alright. Coming into a Ringer waterhole. Still on our way to Mount Dare. And the last time I was here was in 2015 when I did my round Australia trip on my 1190. And there's a body of water somewhere just here. And I went for a swim. And that's it over there. Looks like the water's still there. It was very refreshing because it was a lot warmer than what it is today. That's it. It's amazing how dry and barren it is, and you come here and you got this awesome body of water. I don't know if it's fed from a bore upstream or what it is, but I went for a swim just over there. Pretty cool. Bringing back some memories. Different time, different bike, different trip. So we're not far from Mount Dare, under 50k, and we've got ourselves on this really good track that's going in. This road is awesome. It's windy, it's high speed, it's graded really nicely because there's coming from Unadilla. Whoa, there's two ways you can come when you come up from Unadilla. You can hit a junction where you go left and you go up towards Aringa ruins and around this nice waterhole, or you go right and you head pretty much all the way to Dalhousie, and then you make a left and head up to Mount Dare. But then you've got to go back on that same bit of road that you came up on. This way you're not, I guess, travelling on the same bit of road. And this is really good. And I think it's a bit further in distance, maybe 20 kilometres or so, but it's a lot quicker, I think. And I remember last time I was here, even though granted it was a long time ago, the Mount Dare manager or the station owner there told me that this way is a lot easier on the bike. Less corrugation, less traffic. So yeah, and so far today anyway, he's right, because this is fantastic along here. Alright, Mount Dare's not far away, and I just wanted to give you some track conditions from Unadilla to Mount Dare. So the first 100 kilometres or so, maybe 70 to 100, very corrugated, heavily corrugated, and a heavily used track. But the last 100, or the 100 from just after Hamilton Station to here, yeah, very good. Again, no complaints at all. Some sections were really quite high speed, you know, and hard packed and really nice to ride on. So yeah, just the closer you are to Mount Dare, I mean Unadilla, and the track that's probably carrying a bit more traffic, naturally is going to be more corrugated than it was. So yeah, so we're pretty close to Mount Dare now, only a matter of kilometres, so I'll see you when we get there. Well, I believe we're finally coming into the Mount Dare homestead. The roadhouse, the hotel. Tell you what, that last 5k, wow, that was super corrugated, that one. And here we are, the Mount Dare Hotel. Slow down. Save your racing for the thing. And here we are. Wonder where the boys are. Can't see them. We beat them here. Well, that'll be interesting. Alright. We're going to load up and relax and then wait for that. Tom and so. We beat them here. Wow. They left a good 15, 20 minutes before us.
Yeah.
That's the quicker way.
Yep.
Oh, first fly. Well, anyway, we have made it to the Mount Dare Hotel, as you would have seen. We have fueled up over the back there at the Bowser, and we have fueled up every single container, bladder, jerry can that we have. So I'll bring you over for a look. Tom and Brendon took a wrong turn and got a bit lost, but they've made it here now. So they're going to start their refueling and resupplying process. All the bikes are in nice and close, so here we have it. So I have 3 litres of Coke's Zero's best fuel they can offer. So that'll get used straight away. So probably won't even have that for 24 hours because I don't like putting fuel in that. But anyway, it will do. All right, now going through the fuel, we have 5 and 5 front tanks, 12 rear tanks, 22. The joint loop gas bag is chockers with 8, nearly 8. Strapped in there with the gotcha straps. My bum will sit on that. That is another 8, so that's 30 litres plus the 2 5-litre jerry cans in each, which is actually 6, sorry. So that's 12 total, so that's 42. And then I've got an emergency 3 litres in here, which I'll use straight away in those cans. 45 litres of fuel, 12 litres of water. We'll soon find out if that's enough. So we're just chilling. Tom's got all his strapping and playing, and Nerb's ready to go. How you looking, Nerb?
Yeah, good, I think.
Jesus, you look like you got a lot on there, man.
Well, there's no, when that's not on there, yeah.
Yep.
This sort of bulges up the top, but that'll be the first fuel to go back into the tank.
Yep, straight away you can get rid of that.
And yeah, I don't know.
I guess the others, the jerry cans and the bladders on the side there.
On the sides.
They're all looking nice and low.
Yeah.
So
also, these ones are up over the front wheel, so it's quite comfortable to use.
Excellent.
60k.
An extra 60k diversion around Air Creek. It's still in place. So I forgot to mention also we have the Desert Pass in here. 170 bucks it is now for a Desert Pass to go across the Simpson. So not cheap, but yeah, that's how much it is. So we've got that, so we don't have to worry about getting caught without a pass. We've done the right things, which is... So now that we've done, how many kilometres do you reckon we've done now? About 2,000?
I'll check.
Yeah. We'll find out how many Ks we've done total.
2160.
So 2160, just shy of 2200. A brand new tyre on the rear. Let's have a look. So the front still looks reasonably in good condition. The knobs are definitely wearing, but the Motorz Tractionator Desert HT is hanging in there. Now I've got the same tyre on the rear, the Motorz Desert, let's go this way, HT. That was a brand new tyre, and you can see there with 2100k. Yeah, it's still got plenty of knob on there for the sand. It has worn, definitely starting to flatten off there. You know, there's a lot of weight on this bike, including myself, so not too bad. Hopefully there's still enough oomph to drive out of those sand dunes. Nerbs, he's running a Pirelli, what's that? The Scorpion Rally.
Scorpion Rally.
And the knobs, yeah, they're worn a bit on the top. It's still pretty good for a front. They don't wear anywhere near as much as the rear. Now Nerb's running a Desert HT on the rear as well. And you can see that. That's definitely flatted off in the centre there like mine. He's probably got a bit more wear than me. But it's going to sink in the sand. Hopefully you get a lot of drive off these knobs here. And we're heading up the dune. Exactly. We hope, mate.
Yeah.
That's it. So let's have a look at Tom's rear tyre. What's
606.
The Dunlop 606, a legendary tyre. How's it looking, mate?
Yeah, it's all
Still pretty good, you know, for all the Ks. That's a decent knob.
Yeah.
So plenty of still drive on that. And looks like Brendon's running the same, is he? Yeah.
Yep.
And I would say that wear is pretty much identical to yours, Tom, which is fair enough. So, one more. Mark, let's have a look at your rear tyre, buddy.
Rear tyre?
Yeah.
Too bad when I looked at it and at it, I thought it was alright.
What are you running on there, mate?
606.
Oh, 606 like the other boys?
Yeah,
and
good.
Yeah, they're definitely flattened off and round off around there, but still.
Well, 2,000 Ks.
Plenty of knob, 2,000 Ks. Mate, it looks looking alright.
Hopefully it'll get its own.
That's
about
it, buddy.
44 litres of fuel and enough food to last a week.
It's definitely loaded up. You can see that the Husky's ready to work. We're just got to hope that a lot of it's going to get unloaded within the first few 100 kilometres. And the riding might get tougher, but the bike's going to get lighter. Anyway, see you, boys. A couple of guys going. Looks like a Suzuki DRZ 400 and maybe an old WR, maybe 426 or something. Anyway, cool. Well, that's us. Okay, all the boys have just headed off. I'll give them a bit of a head start before let that dust settle. And see you later, Mount Dare Hotel. I'll see you next year. And wow, let's go. A little bit further forward now with the fuel bladder on my bum. But I'm hoping I'll be standing up most of the way. We've got 70 odd K to go. The bike feels heavier naturally, so we just want to take it easy, conserve as much fuel as possible, no hard revving, save it all for closer to Big Red. Nice and cruisy. It's only 47 kilometres as the crow flies. However, we've got to go all the way back in the opposite direction to that left-hand turn-off. And then from that turn-off, it's 61 kilometres. So this must make this, what, 13k to that turn-off. And this, and it's all heavily corrugated. So just got to take it easy. Wonder where that track goes. Okay. The bike's handling alright, it's different, but we're on our way. So yeah, the sun is dropping, or it has dropped below the horizon, and it looks like I'm going to get into Dalhousie as it's getting dark. I just had to stop then to change the GoPro battery. It always goes flat right when you want to go into town. What's going on here? Oh, the kill switch, okay. We only got around about 8k to go. And that track, that road, whatever you want to call it, from Mount Dare to here at least, was some of the most corrugated track or road I've ever ridden on. Wow, it was just nuts. It's kind of funny that, ironic that when you are at your most heaviest and loaded up as I am, you're riding on the worst road. So yeah, it certainly was testing the straps and shaking this poor bike to bits. So all the other guys are up in front. As I said, I had to stop to change a GoPro battery. And yeah, so back to this track conditions, just amazing how corrugated that was and how rough. And what do we got up here? Yeah, so I was, what's going on up here? I wonder if they're alright. Yeah, all good, taking photos. Hey, nice. Look like a cyclist there on the right. Jesus. Oh, look at this. You're on the corrugations, you're dodging those huge boulders. Wow. This is crazy stuff. Whoa. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. You pay $170 for a desert pass to come into this national park and go across the Simpson, and you ride on some of the worst roads in the world, or corrugated road. So you think when you're paying money, they'd be a lot more graded and smoother. You come up the Uddadata track, which is free, and that's really good. Anyway, I find that interesting. Who does the money go to? It must be the South Australian government. No idea. Well, anyway, we have about 6k to go before the springs, so I'll see you there. We've got to be getting close now. I can see some signage. I'll tell you what, that last couple of K felt like took forever. We just weren't getting any closer. But here we are. This is, I'm sure this is it. I can see some camping 4-wheel drives. That's it. We've made it to Dalhousie Springs. Let's go and have a look and see where everyone is. That's the springs down there. We just got to find where all the guys are. I got no idea. Can't get through this way. We'll go back out and into the campground. This must be just a day visit when you come down to the springs. Well, I guess you could say it's still light and we're here. There we go, the campground's this way. Read the signs, you idiot. There's plenty of 4-wheel drives in here. Looks like that's the guys over there. Look at that, well set up. Bit envious. How do I get over there? Just cruise around. It's funny how they just don't have a big open campground. They make it all channeled off, I guess, to keep the vegetation so it doesn't get too dusty. Just where are they? There they are. This is it. Well, the mozzies are crazy here after a good swim. We're set up. No beers tonight because we're in the middle of Dalhousie Springs. But wow, sorry about that. The mozzies are just ferocious, as we all know. But I'm set up down there. Tent, chair, and bike. So at the moment I'm just charging everything there, getting it all ready for tomorrow when we go to the Simpsons. So now it's time for dinner. Hopefully those mozzies will be gone pretty soon. So what do we have on the menu tonight? Chicken, flavoured curry pasta, and the standard tin of chicken added to that. Not too bad. Let's give it a go. Bit of curry at Dalhousie Springs. Well, after 10 minutes, this is what we're left with. So a little bit of some round bread, a bit of chicken pasta, curry flavour. Not bad.